All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Tight End Talk. I'm here with my boy Seth.
What's up?
Y'all know me. I'm Will, or Dadclad if you watch any of the other stuff that's on the YouTube. But this will be a new thing that we do probably every Tuesday, Thursday. And it'll be mostly football talk, mostly NFL. Maybe some basketball here and there. That starts up on the 22nd, next Tuesday. So that'll be something interesting. But since we're starting 6 weeks into the season, it's week 7 currently. We're watching Thursday Night Football, hoping for the Chiefs to beat the Broncos. I guess I don't really care, honestly.
I don't think it doesn't affect the Patriots at all, so I don't care.
Well, they're 6-0, so
I'd like to see the Broncos win.
yeah, it'd be nice, but so.
Oh shit!
You said no, it's fine. I'm just messing with you. But we are currently watching Thursday Night Football second quarter. Patrick Mahomes looks like he is taking a pretty bad hit. Looks like his leg looks pretty jacked up.
If he's hurt, the Patriots are going to the Super
He's
Bowl.
going to the locker room. I don't know who's in at quarterback.
Matt
Moore. Wow, interesting.
I don't think that's Chad Henne. I think it's Matt Moore.
It might be Matt Moore. I guess
I think Chad Henne was hurt.
Number 8. Oh, I thought he faked it. Anyways. As many of you will learn, I am a diehard Cowboys fan. It sucks. 3-3. Going to the game on Sunday Night Football. Cowboys, Eagles. Hopefully it goes well. And Seth over here is a Patriots fan, so he's pretty disgusting, but that's all right. He's 6-0. So since we're 6 weeks into the season, I figure we would go over by division, because if we did week by week, we'd be here for days, and we don't want to do that. And we're gonna try and cut it into enough time to where people will want to tune in every week. Yeah. So we're gonna start with the AFC East. Patriots are 6-0. Bills are 4-1. Jets are 1-4, beating my Cowboys. Dude, I don't want to talk about it.
We will.
We'll get to it. And Dolphins are 0-5 and may end up being 0-16. So Patriots are 6-0. Seth, how are you feeling?
It's great, except they haven't played anybody of note. They've played nothing but garbage teams, except for the Bills.
Okay, I was about to say, if you think the Bills at 4-1,
And the Bills played them it was a good game.
yeah, it was close.
I
Literally,
think the Patriots only scored 16 points.
yeah, it was really low scoring. They both have really good defenses, but the Patriots have
The best defense in football.
sadly the best defense in the league, so it's something that we're just gonna have to deal with all season. But the Patriots have gone 6-0. They're doing well. They play the Jets on Monday Night Football this week. They're probably gonna. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Sam
Darnold has
apparently getting mono is like. I don't even know what to call it. Like,
it's pretty cool that he survived it. Not that he got it.
He survived mono.
There's been
And now he's
ever
an NFL legend.
Yeah, ever since that game, I've been 3 or 4 people have shared a graphic with me that says beat mono, and like this cool like graphic that they would show you on Sunday Night Football with like his stats for the season, but it just says beat mono. So, or mononucleosis, I think is what it's called. But anyways, you never know. I'm rooting for him because, I mean, I don't want to see the Patriots win another Super Bowl, which I'm sure Seth wants one more. But
They could win the Super Bowl every year until I die.
Every
I'd be
year.
happy.
I feel the same about the Cowboys. It's just how it is. I mean, you don't really get sick of it. But the Patriots are 6-0. I think the easiest part of the schedule, what does the rest of the schedule look like through the next couple of weeks? They play the Jets.
Play the Jets and then the Browns. And then, like, the Ravens, I think.
But they played each of the teams in their division. Is
At
this the
least
first?
once.
Is this the first Jets game or second?
The second.
Second one already. Okay, so they're still gonna get to play the Jets and the Dolphins. They still have 2 more easy wins.
Against the Dolphins and Bills, yeah.
I'm thinking they're gonna go, depending on everything in the defense. I'm assuming 16-0. I don't think they have any tough matchups till the end of the year. They do play the
I
Chiefs.
was gonna say, unless Patrick Mahomes is seriously hurt, if Patrick Mahomes is actually hurt, then yeah, they could probably go 16-0
Yeah, I mean Tyreek's back, but
without Patrick Mahomes. That team
without Bazooka Man over here throwing
their
it.
defense is absolute garbage.
Yeah, so
It's so bad. They lost 2 straight games at home. The Chiefs.
the Chiefs did, and this one's in Denver, I think.
Yes, in Denver.
So, but we'll see if they end up taking it. If Patrick Mahomes is hurt, I I'm just gonna say Patriots winning the whole thing.
The season's already over.
Yeah, it's already a wrap through week.
I think it already kind of is, even if Patrick Mahomes is in there.
Yeah, I mean,
the Chiefs' defense is that
considering
bad.
they lost to the Colts and
the
I mean
Texans.
the Texans aren't bad.
And the Colts are good too.
Yeah, it's just
Jacoby Brissett's.
We're expecting the Chiefs from last year, and we're not necessarily. We're getting a little bit of second year. This is
like a sophomore slump. Even though it's Mahomes' third year, technically.
Yeah, he's getting it a little late. He didn't really play much of his first.
He literally only played in the last game.
Yeah, exactly.
They had Alex Smith.
Oh God, Alex Smith, R.I.P. Anyways, they're 6-0. Bills are 4-1. They've had one loss. Obviously, they've already had their bye because for some reason early buys are happening, which is disgusting to even think about.
East, except for the Patriots, has had a bye.
Yeah, just thinking about having a bye week 4 and 5 is awful. But the Bills have only had one tough matchup so far. I'm pretty sure they may end up getting, if this keeps up, they may end up getting a wild card. I don't have a lot of faith in Josh Allen, particularly.
Josh Allen's good. I think he's underrated.
I mean, I think he's a solid quarterback, but he's not like...
He's good.
I would put Dak Prescott above him, but I would put Dak Prescott above just about everybody. So I'm biased. Yeah, but there's a different... You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel you, but no, I think Josh Allen's
They've got good old Josh Allen. They've got the second best defense in that conference, maybe even with the Patriots. I don't know. It'd be close. Well, maybe not, but you're an AFC guy.
It's second or third, yeah.
Anyways, so they're 4-1. I'm assuming if everything keeps up, they'll get the wild card. Maybe.
They'll probably finish like 10-6.
10-6. I mean,
maybe 11-5.
They're gonna lose to the Patriots one more time, so there's that. But they should beat the Jets and the Dolphins. Well, I mean, depending on once again how Sam Darnold is.
They barely beat the Dolphins or the Jets week 1.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways, the Jets are 1-4. They somehow beat my Cowboys because we're trash and it's sad. But Sam Darnold has beat Mono and he's back, and they've got Le'Veon and they've got Robbie Anderson, which you can consider a decent wide receiver. So
Robbie Anderson's a crazy person.
He is also absolutely insane. He has like have you seen Kodak Black's haircut? Like
he does have something similar to that. Yeah.
Like the spiky haircut. It just looks weird. I don't expect them to get anywhere.
No,
they're gonna be down there with the Dolphins fighting for the first pick in the next year's draft.
At least in like the top 10.
Yeah, they'll get a decent pick. But that's how that stupid division with the Patriots is gonna go.
The Dolphins are arguably the best team in that division by a mile.
Yeah, I think
the Dolphins might go. The Dolphins could turn this around and go 11-5.
Are you saying that seriously?
I can go into this.
We don't need to.
I mean, all right, cool.
Chiefs just got another touchdown, so looks like this game's gonna be.
This is over.
It's already 20-6. 7 minutes left in the second quarter, so even without Mahomes, I think they're gonna be fine.
That was a defense.
It was a defense, yeah. It's
because Joe Flacco sucks.
He fumbled it because he's Joe Flacco. I missed Super Bowl MVP. Well, it was Ray Lewis, I think, that got that MVP.
Flacco got MVP.
Did he really? That's
Ray Lewis got a Super Bowl MVP in like 2000.
Yeah, well. Anyways, Joe Flacco is garbage now. R.I.P. Denver Broncos.
The Dolphins told Josh Rosen that he was going to be their starter for the rest of the season. And then he gets benched
again for Fitzmagic for like the second time this year already.
And they could have won if they hadn't gone for 2.
I mean, at work I had them picked. I had them picked over the Redskins.
I think I had them picked too.
Which, I mean, I probably should have went with the Redskins, but they can't figure out who to start at quarterback. So
neither one of those teams know what they're doing.
No,
they're not even. They're barely NFL teams.
They're bad. Okay, so the division after that we have is AFC North. Ravens are 4-2, Browns are 2-4, Steelers are 2-4, and the Bengals also fighting for the number 1 pick are 0-6. So the Ravens had a really good first couple of weeks. They were topping the fantasy. Lamar Jackson was going insane. Hollywood Brown was putting up absolute crazy numbers. I've got Mark Ingram in my fantasy and Lamar on different leagues, and they were both just absolutely lighting it up for me. And then they started playing teams that were kind of okay.
And they lost to the Chiefs and the Browns.
Yeah, and the Browns are like, they're 2-4, but they're like 50-50. Like, they're either going to put up 60 or they're going to like play like garbage like they did
against the 49ers
on Monday Night Football.
They're either going to score 3 points or they're going to score like 40.
The 49ers are undefeated, but like, come on. Anyways, the Ravens are 4-2. Unless something crazy happens with the Browns, or if something crazy happens with Devlin Hodges.
I don't. The Steelers they're not.
I don't know, man. They've had 2 big wins. Mason Rudolph's dead.
If they can't make the playoffs with just Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown
and Le'Veon,
they didn't have Le'Veon last year.
he held out.
But there's no way they can make it with no Antonio Brown.
No.
No Ben Roethlisberger. An undrafted rookie quarterback. Mason Rudolph died on the field.
Yeah, he did.
Mason Rudolph got murdered.
That was real bad.
And
they got James Conner.
Ooh.
Oh wow! He's out of bounds. Cortland said.
Earl Thomas got fined for that, but not suspended.
Well, I mean, he's no Vontaze Burfict.
Okay,
so.
but Vontaze Burfict hit Jack Doyle, and Jack Doyle got up and played in the next play, and that got him suspended for the rest of the
whole year. But it's all based off of like what you did in the past. If Sue still plays in the league right now, but if he did something,
that's true.
There might be the same thing. But anyway, I think the Ravens are gonna win the division. I think Lamar Jackson will keep it up. I think he's more than just a running back, which I mean he ran a lot this last week. But I think they're going to win the division pretty easily. The Browns could turn it around and somehow get a wild card, but I don't know. But I guess we'll go over the Browns next. Baker Mayfield either plays like he is in a high school football game, or he plays like he actually knows how to play football.
Andy Dalton?
No, Baker Mayfield.
Sorry, I was staring at my phone for a second.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. Baker Mayfield either. Yeah, no.
He plays like a trash can in a uniform, or he plays like an NFL quarterback, and you kind of just Jesus Christ, Joe Flacco just got absolutely murdered.
We might have just seen 2 quarterbacks tear their ACLs tonight.
I mean, Joe Flacco's injury prone, and Patrick Mahomes kind of is now.
That's just because their O-line sucks.
Yeah.
Anyways, Baker Mayfield.
He's trash.
He's thrown 5 touchdowns and 10 picks.
If I see him get roasted by Cowherd one more time. I mean, I actually look forward to Cowherd roasting him. At first I didn't because I liked Baker, and then I kind of realized that he's not that great, and he's ruining OBJ's chances of lighting up my fantasy every week. Yeah. So I'm kind of against him, but at the same time,
I like him, but
I want to like him, and he has cool commercials when he...
Those Hulu commercials need to stop.
You don't like them?
They're annoying.
I think they're funny.
It's just like...
the little vacuums and the...
It's just like those Aaron Sachs and Travis Kelce commercials.
Any of you locals will know Aaron Sachs commercials are awful.
Want to kill myself every week.
Yeah, those 87 running commercials are... I mean, they're a good cause, but if you know anything about Aaron Sachs and Brad Bradshaw, it's not a good look for local TV. We don't want to see that.
I don't care about your lawyers.
No. But
and I hate Travis Kelce, so that just makes it...
Yeah, I don't like him either. Chiefs fans, it doesn't matter.
Sorry, Travis Kelce's a little...
Yes. But I think they're... I don't know. You think they'll get a wild card?
Browns?
I mean, it's the AFC.
I don't think so.
I mean, you're gonna have like the Raiders and the Colts, and
I think it might be
the Bills.
I think it might be Colts Bills.
Yeah, there'll probably be a one game.
Or Texans Bills. Colts could win the division.
I think Colts could. Well, depends. They're playing a little bit better. But yeah, the Browns are probably not gonna make it, regardless of them having OBJ and Jarvis Landry
and Baker Mayfield
and Baker and Nick Chubb, and they're about to get Kareem Hunt back, which I'm sure Seth is happy about. If they play him, Nick Chubb's been lighting it up.
Good, so I can't imagine.
I think they're gonna share.
They'll have to split carries.
They're gonna split carries for at least a couple. It just depends on what the workload looks like and who's succeeding and who's not. But the Steelers have had a great season if you're a Cowboys fan, because you don't want to see them win another Super Bowl, because they already have 6 and we're already having issues with the Patriots having a bunch. But
I don't get why you guys care about that much.
As a Cowboys fan, I do, even though I haven't ever seen the Cowboys go to a Super Bowl. The last one was 95. I was born in 96. I don't think
you've been alive to see them go to an NFC title game.
No, they played the Packers, and then the whole Dez caught it bull crap that I...
And then they played the Cowboys again, and Jared Cook caught that pass. That was definitely not holding or...
He had like 30 seconds, and he just ran it down the field. I hate the Packers, but I like Aaron Rodgers, but the Packers give me nightmares. But Steelers are 3 quarterbacks in. I still don't like Mike Tomlin.
Mason Rudolph is dead.
Mason Rudolph died.
R.I.P.
Ben Roethlisberger has been in almost a full body cast. Did you see him on the field that like first week when he had that like he had that like full arm cast all the way up to his shoulder
after he destroyed his elbow?
Yeah.
After he just went like that.
Yeah.
Just like flicked his wrist.
He just flicked his wrist and he looked absolutely hilarious.
And now he has to have surgery.
Yeah, which is fine.
R.I.P.
Mason Rudolph won I think he won one of their games, and Devlin Hodges was he 1-0?
He's 1-0
as a starter.
Mason Rudolph was he won one.
Yeah, and then he died, which was a crazy hit. Which, oh gosh, it's bad, but it's okay. But I'm pretty sure the Steelers are going to be trashed the whole season because regardless of having the GOAT Devlin Hodges, just kidding, they're 3 quarterbacks in, and you just can't win an NFL season 3 quarterbacks in.
It's very unlikely.
Even with this kind of trash division.
It is not good.
So, speaking of trash in divisions, the Bengals are 0-6.
All right, John Ross is the best wide receiver to ever have in Madden.
97 speed. It's something you love to have. I have him in one of my franchises, and I thank myself every day for trading for him. He has 97 speed. He's on a bad team. He's also hurt.
He's also hurt all the time.
I'm pretty sure he's on injured reserve at this point.
He is, and also
because I dropped him in fantasy.
He's also not a great wide receiver.
He also has a god awful quarterback throwing to him.
Andy Dalton's not that bad. Andy Dalton led the league in passing yards for the first 3 weeks. I don't want to hear it.
Because he was throwing at John Ross. John Ross was putting up absolute stacks for me, and then it stopped all of a sudden.
That's true.
But the Bengals are trash. I don't know why they haven't won a game yet, because I feel like they've got and AJ Green's dead too, so it's kind of one of those things.
And may also be traded.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's questionable. And they've had
hopefully not the Patriots.
And they've had Giovanni Bernard running that football for
fucking 20
what
years.
Feels like 20 years, but it's only been 6.
Yeah, it's probably 5 or 6. Yeah.
Because I had him his rookie year in fantasy.
Bernard, Joe Mixon.
Oh yeah, Joe Mixon. He is still
# she deserved it. Just kidding.
We don't advocate domestic violence, but that punch video is one of the hardest hitting punches I've ever seen in my entire life, and it's bad, but you can't turn away. It's like a car crash, pretty much. You don't want to look, but you can't.
But you also can't.
You can't look away. You just can't. It's real bad. But the Bengals are probably not going to do anything because they're injury prone. AJ Green needs to get out of there.
And also, I know I just said Andy Dalton doesn't suck, but Andy Dalton does suck.
He does. Thank you.
Their O-line is garbage.
And that has a lot to do with Andy Dalton sucking.
They miss Fontes Perfect every day. Yeah.
I'm sure the Raiders are really loving having him right now.
Except they're not because he's suspended.
Yeah, sarcasm. But, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna assume that the Ravens win that division. Browns, you never know. I thought they were gonna be good this year, but it's looking exactly like it did last year, where we think that they're gonna be really good, but it's just not gonna happen. Oh well. And the Broncos missed a 45-yarder. Is that Brandon McManus?
I think that's Brandon McManus.
Yikes.
I bet Hunter's very, very happy right now.
Yeah. All you Broncos fans out there, sorry, but your team sucks.
Shout out to Von Miller.
Yeah, shout out to Von Miller. All right, so the AFC South: Texans 4-2, Colts 3-2, Jaguars 2-4, Titans 2-4. Out of all these teams, we're probably going to spend the most time on the Jaguars because
they're the most interesting.
Because of everything that's happening with
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah,
Jalen Ramsey getting traded yesterday
to the Rams. Yeah, we'll get to it.
That was wild.
Texans 4-2. The Texans had a big win against the Chiefs here in week 6.
Yep.
Down
17.
Down 17. The Chiefs lose 2 straight at home. The defense for the Broncos is also kind of lighting up the quarterback because Patrick Mahomes isn't in, so we actually don't know the future of that team once we get to that division.
He's out. He's already out for the night too.
But with what? They say
he has a knee injury.
Well, yeah, it looked like that, but I guess
the video they popped his knee back into place. So there's no there's no ligament.
Okay, well,
damage, so it's probably not a torn ACL.
He may miss a week or 2. We'll see when the MRIs come out on.
A part of me was kind of hoping it was a torn ACL.
What? don't wish injuries upon other people.
I don't want him to be injured, but
I don't think you have anything to worry about as a Patriots fan. You really don't.
Yeah, but I like them. I like feeling safe about it.
I know. I understand. And and you live in an area where Chiefs fans are like rampant.
Yes.
There's two.
I love miserable Chiefs fans.
I mean, I do too, but I'm a miserable Cowboys fan right now, and I don't like being that. And I'm not very often, but it is what it is.
Ooh.
A little scuffle here between two teams that are
two white guys.
Whoa, we never see that happen. Anyways, Texans 4-2. Sean Watson's pretty good. DeAndre Hopkins hasn't really done anything this year.
Not really.
I know you have him.
But apparently his mom's blind.
I just found that out this week too.
Yeah,
because there was an ESPN cover story on it, and
she got like acid thrown on her.
Not that we once again.
Sorry, I'm not laughing. Yeah.
We don't mean to laugh. It's what everyone does. We don't advocate acid throwing.
It's just a crazy story. Like some random woman that you don't know throws acid on you. I didn't read it. I read the headline said.
I just saw a picture and looked at her eyes and I was like, "There's no way she can see." And then I found out she was blind. I was like, "Well, I advocate for DeAndre Hopkins being a good guy, but he hasn't been lighting up the fantasy. Seth's fantasy is taking a beating from OBJ and
DeAndre Hopkins, my first two picks. Yeah.
OBJ's had some
he's had like one good game, I think.
Yeah,
two.
In my Yahoo fantasy where the scoring is absolutely whack, where you're scoring 500 points a week. He's doing pretty.
Nobody understands how that works.
I still don't. The owner of it doesn't. We need to figure something out for next year. We won't, and that's fine. I mean, I'm doing okay. I'm like 3-3. Well, that's not great, but the Texans. I think the Texans have promise. There's the Colts and Jaguars and I mean, it's kind of middle of the pack right now. Nobody's like more than like a game and a half at the most back after 6 weeks.
I think the only team that can't win that division is the Titans.
I do too, and I keep thinking that the Titans are gonna win with Mariota. But
they're starting Ryan Tannehill this week.
Yeah, he did just get benched in week 6. So
yeah,
I don't remember. I think I picked the Titans, which I didn't.
I don't know who they.
If I had remembered that Mariota was out, I think they might play the Jags this week. No, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But the Texans, I think they'll probably end up winning the division, or the Colts might. But I don't think the Jags will guard. I don't know. I think the Texans
just lost to Jalen Ramsey and Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew's good.
He's no Nick Foles, let's be honest. But we love to love Gardner Minshew and other backup quarterbacks.
Tends to play the Chargers, by the way.
Oh yeah, the Chargers are kind of iffy too.
And Jaguars play the Bengals.
Ooh, so that's a big W for the Jaguars. Take that, Jalen. Anyways, the Colts, Jacoby Brissett, Andrew Luck, retired.
I just want to say that the Patriots quarterback room from like 2016 is currently what is that? 14-0.
Yeah.
Or 14-2. Sorry.
Bill Belichick knows how to breed those quarterbacks. As weird as that is, but the Colts, Jacoby Brissett, he's 3-2. They're playing okay. Their
defense is good. They beat the Chiefs without Darius Leonard, and all of their safeties got hurt in that game.
Yeah, so it was a big deal that they still beat the Chiefs because
going into Arrowhead and winning is
it's not easy because it's like the second, maybe first loudest. Them in Seattle are like the loudest stadiums.
Yeah. Have you been to Arrowhead?
No, I'm not a Chiefs fan.
I've only been there once because they played the Patriots, and it was one of the worst.
Don't ever go to a football game as the away team ever.
I'm not going to New England.
Well, that's sorry for you, but
sorry, we don't live like 8 hours away.
I live like 6 hours from Dallas, so it works out. But the Colts, I think the Texans and the Colts, I think both of these teams are going to be in the playoffs one way or another. I just have a feeling that the Colts are going to end up I mean, especially with that Chiefs win the other night, and it was on Sunday Night Football. And
in front of the world, yeah.
It was on
after they just got
prime time
beat by the Raiders.
Yeah, but that was in London.
No, it wasn't.
Was it not?
No, it was in Oakland.
The Raiders are always not playing at home, so I can never.
The Raiders don't play at home again until like November something.
Yeah, they got like a crap ton of games away, which would really suck because you don't see your bed. But
yeah, that's fine. But it's the Raiders.
I think both these teams are going to make the playoffs. We'll see how it plays out. You never know with Mr. Gardner over here, but
Mr. Mustache Mania.
So the Colts are 3-2, but the Jaguars are 2-4. Rough start to the season, losing Nick Foles. But
I think it was a blessing in disguise because Nick Foles is garbage.
I've always not liked him either. You're just mad because you lost the Super Bowl.
All right.
We don't need to argue about this, but
Super Bowl 52, there were three missed calls in that game that are touchdowns that would wipe away 20 points.
I know. Regardless of how you feel, and regardless of how you would think I feel, I was happy the Eagles beat the Patriots.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Because they have like one ring now.
Who cares?
Patriots would have 7. I can't.
That's fine. Tom Brady should have 9.
He should, but he doesn't. That's just how it is, and we just have to live with that. But the Jaguars are 2-4. Nick Foles got hurt in the beginning. First game, Minshew Mania has swept the nation. We love Gardner Minshew. He's got a better mustache than me, which is hard to do because I take pride in my Mexi stash, even though I'm not Mexican, but
you're super white.
Not as pasty as you, but it's whatever. I think Jaguars are going to be trash the rest of the season. They got rid of Jalen Ramsey. It's going to be I'm still going to enjoy watching those games. I'm still going to want to see Gardner do well. Leonard Fournette is about the only positive thing for that team, and I guess you could say DJ Chark. If people that follow fantasy know that DJ Chark is like the number 1 receiver on that team now. I don't know why.
I don't know who else plays wide receiver for.
I don't either. The Jaguars haven't had they have Fournette, and that's kind of it.
Since they lost Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns.
Yeah, they had 2 Allens, and Allen's left.
Yeah.
But the Jaguars are going to be the way it is. Minshew Mania is awesome, but after the Jalen Ramsey trade, even though the Rams might not be that great either, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But so the Titans, one of the teams that I have hardly followed this year.
The Titans are maybe my 3rd or 4th favorite team in the league.
Why?
Because they have Dion Lewis, who's a former Patriot. They have Malcolm Butler, who's a Super Bowl hero.
Oh, so they just have Patriots.
And Logan Ryan, who's also he's not a Super Bowl hero, but he's
Logan Ryan.
A Patriot. Yeah.
So you like them because they have the most Patriots players.
And their head coach is a former Patriots player who as a linebacker caught 10 touchdown passes from Tom Brady.
Well, there you have it.
So they're Patriots light.
They're the backup Patriots team, but they suck because the Patriots suck. Anyways. Titans are 2-4. Mariota has had
You call him Barry Goda.
Mariota. He's had a rough year. Getting benched is
for Ryan Tannehill.
And just knowing how much the Titans they drafted him second overall. They put a crap. I'm pretty sure they've stuffed a bunch of money. Into him.
Him and Jameis Winston are both free agents after this year.
That's crazy. Jameis deserves his money. Give Jameis his money. We'll get to that.
Jameis Winston sucks.
But the Titans kind of suck. They don't really have anything going. They got Derrick Henry. That's about all.
They did slaughter the Browns week 1.
Yeah. See, that's the problem.
42 to 20.
Yeah, they dominated.
The Jaguars. The Titans are the most inconsistent team in football. Last year they beat the Patriots 24 to 10.
Yeah, they'll just have little sparks, and I got a good feeling Mariota's probably gonna play in that game.
Ryan Tannehill's probably gonna break his leg.
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill's made class.
Yeah. Anyways, Ryan Tannehill's a journeyman at this point, so
he's only on his 2nd team, but yeah.
I consider him a journeyman at this point because he was on the Dolphins before, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he at least took the Dolphins to the playoffs 1 year.
That's hard to do. So, props to Ryan Tannehill. You may get your revenge. But, so we have that division. Texans, Colts probably make the playoffs.
Texans, Colts 100% make the playoffs.
But
I guarantee.
It'll be interesting to see them with the Chiefs and the Patriots. But I'm thinking it'll still be Chiefs Patriots in the AFC title game. Maybe. You never know.
Mahomes is hurt. I don't know.
I don't think he's going to be.
Right now, it's probably.
Currently, just thinking about it, I think they're going to be fine.
I don't know, but.
Speaking of the Chiefs, AFC West, 4-2 Chiefs, Raiders are 3-2, Broncos are 2-4, and the Chargers are 2-4. So it looks exactly the same as the AFC South as far as the standings go. Got 2-4 teams, 3-2 and 4-2, and it's
really anybody's game.
It's really anybody's game, but everybody, especially around where we live here in Missouri, thinks that the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL, and Mahomes is a better quarterback than Tom Brady. and all these other nonsense things that even as much as I hate the Patriots, I can't.
Chiefs fans have one good year, and they're never going to let us live it down.
No, they're still clueless, and they still got beat by Tom Brady.
And you still got beat at home in the AFC title game to go to the Super Bowl. I will never not let them live that down. That is the game. I think I had a legit heart attack watching that game.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, you get super nervous when you watch Patriots games, even though you have nothing to worry about. They came back from a 28-3 Super Bowl, which
that game might be the reason I have anxiety.
Yeah,
I think that game broke me.
I mean, everybody turned it off at halftime, and it was insane.
I watched that. I sat through that entire thing.
Yeah, I don't know how you did that. I turned it off because I was like, "Oh, Falcons are gonna win."
When Brady threw a pick six, I threw my phone in anger.
I don't blame you.
And then same thing with Seattle. They were down by 10 points in the fourth quarter of that Super Bowl. And thank God for Malcolm Butler.
He's not even on the team anymore.
Man deserved his money with the Patriots. Sorry, he got benched in Super Bowl 52.
Yeah, I don't even know how that happened. That's why you lost that game.
100%.
Easily. Chiefs 4-2.
How are the Raiders 3-2?
I don't know. John Gruden has literally done everything in his power to make that team bad. With the Antonio Brown fiasco, they have Vontaze Burfict, who pretty much should be in prison. The Raiders are just bad. Well, I feel like they're bad, but somehow they win games.
I mean, Josh Jacobs, I think, has like the most like rushing yards for like a Raiders rookie for so many games.
He's putting up a lot for being like an unknown. How are we looking?
Yeah, like 50 minutes for you.
But how much of it is?
It means we're at like 35, 40 minutes.
Oh, great. I think we'll get through this just fine. I think we're going to be all right. We can just cuddle. It'll be okay.
That's fine. Well, I mean, Josh Jacobs was a first-round pick. So he's not like a nobody. He came out of Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, if you come out, Alabama products usually have a lot of success. But before we get to the Raiders, Chiefs, because of Missouri and the stupid Chiefs, there's a lot to be said about them. Mahomes is still really, really, really good. The team still has a lot of good stuff. Their defense is awful. It's
real bad.
If the Chiefs don't put up 35 points, they're probably going to lose against a good team.
Also, not to discredit Mahomes, why does nobody talk about his receivers?
He's got good receivers.
But it's all about Mahomes. It's never about
Tyreek.
It's because Tyreek Hill broke his child's arm.
Yeah, it's because of what Kareem Hunt. It's because of them having Kareem Hunt and Tyreek Hill in the past and the things that they have done to discredit the Chiefs.
For Frank Clark.
Yeah. So.
And I don't think Honey Badger just smoked weed.
Yeah. I like Honey Badger. He's cool.
Badger's a funny guy. Good dude.
He's a cool dude. Mahomes is really good. Tyreek Hill is back. Thank God for fantasy. Tyreek Hill is back. At least.
In prison,
but as of right now, as we've been watching this game, Matt Moore is in at quarterback. So the Chiefs
might go 4-12.
The Chiefs' future could be in jeopardy. Obviously, by tomorrow afternoon, we'll know really what the case is. And I still think the Chiefs are going to win this game because it's the Broncos and it's like 20-6 at halftime.
Yeah, but Matt, have you seen Matt Moore play quarterback? He's not good.
No, I know he's not good.
Matt Moore is hot.
Have you seen Joe Flacco play quarterback?
I have, but Joe Flacco has at least been to a Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl.
He did.
Matt Moore, I don't know how many games he's played in, but I bet his win-loss record is like less than half.
Yeah, it's bad. But the Chiefs could be in jeopardy. We don't know yet. I think they're going to be just fine. They don't.
If Mahomes is out, they're going like 6-10.
If he's out the rest of the season,
if he's out the rest of the season, they're going like 5-11.
Based on the way the injury looks, which you never know in the NFL, I guess. And Mahomes has kind of been wishy-washy injury-wise.
Here's a theory.
Oh God!
I just thought of this. Trade deadline's coming up.
Yeah. Everybody thought it was the other day, but it's actually not till like next week.
It's like the 29th.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is out for the year. What do the Chiefs do at quarterback?
Who did they trade for?
Cam Newton.
Well, guys, that's the end of the podcast. Hope you liked it. No, I'm just kidding.
So there's talk to the Panthers.
Kyle Allen's the GOAT, so
Kyle Allen's 4-0.
We'll get to that.
But there's talk that they could trade Cam Newton. I
feel like
what quarterbacks are available in free agency that aren't named Colin Kaepernick that are good?
Yeah, and after thinking about it, Colin Kaepernick shouldn't be in the NFL. And we won't worry about that. That's a story for another day. But I don't think Mahomes is going to be out for more than like a game or two, if anything, just this game. But you never know with MRIs and the way his knee was. And he's been kind of hurt lately.
He's gotten banged up.
Because his O-line's trash. But their defense is bad. Their offense is good if they can score 35-plus points. We'll see what happens to Mahomes. Tyreek Hill is back. They have a bunch of like random receivers that are putting up stuff like DeMarcus Robinson and Mecole Hardman. So you
can't forget about Byron Pringle.
Yeah, can't forget about Mr. Pringle. But I think they're going to be just fine as long as Mahomes stays healthy. Mm-hmm. But if he doesn't stay healthy, this could be the Raiders' year.
That looks like the same play Carson Wentz ran and tore his ACL.
Yeah, it does. We're looking back at the injury now. They're re-showing it at halftime, and
that looks like he.
It doesn't look like a super nice, and he got helped. He got helped off the field.
He was crying. It looked like.
Yeah, he was like holding his head, and getting helped off of the field is kind of dangerous.
Yeah, he's not. He's probably not good.
No. What nights does your boy see tonight, Gronk?
He was only on Fox last week.
So he doesn't cover every week, I wonder?
Because he was literally only on the pregame for like this last week. I haven't seen him since.
I didn't watch the pregame today, but I don't think he was on it, was he?
Mm-mm.
I was getting my haircut, so I don't know. But Terry Bradshaw's not out there either, and I feel like he
might be in the hospital because he's old.
He is old. I hate Terry Bradshaw because Steelers, but anyways, Chiefs, we'll see what happens to them. Freaking Raiders.
Can you name 5 players that play for the Oakland Raiders?
No. John Gruden is the coach. I can name a bunch of people that used to play for the Raiders, like Antonio Brown and Khalil Mack.
Antonio Brown technically never played for the Raiders. He never played it down.
I can name people that were on the practice squad roster,
on
whatever.
On the Raiders' active roster, but never played a game.
Yeah. Antonio Brown's also a case for another day. He's
it's a fun story.
It's an awesome story. We may end up sitting down and
it's tackling it. It's a heartwarming story.
He's a wonderful guy.
You guys ever see The Blind Side? Just like that.
Same thing. Just a guy that wanted to play football and just found the opportunity. And he was also not good at school, just like The Blind Side. He is back in school.
No, but he asked somebody on Twitter to write an essay or like to check the grammar on an essay he wrote.
I don't think you can just like Google like websites that'll do that for you. He hasn't been to school in a while, but
he's probably gotten hit. Vontaze Burfict like ruined that man.
Yeah.
Anyways,
the Raiders are not going to be at home for like 6 more weeks. Their schedule doesn't look like.
I don't think it looks that bad.
It doesn't look bad, but it's also like it's the Raiders. Like
you never know what's going to happen. I don't trust John.
They absolutely like dominated the Browns. But
they've already won as many games as they did last year.
Yeah, so if anything, you can say John Gruden is successful if he wins like 1 more game. This is like, what, his 2nd season as the coach?
If you want to get technical, it's probably like his 5th or 6th season as a coach. I don't know how long he coached.
Since his 2nd tenure, it's his 2nd season and his 2nd tenure.
But last year, it looked like that man was literally trying to tank that franchise away.
Yeah, getting rid of Khalil Mack was I don't even know how the owner of the Raiders even allowed that to happen. But it did. I think the Raiders, I think the way the standings are right now, Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos, Chargers, I don't think that's going to change given...
If Mahomes gets hurt...
It really all matters on what happens to Mahomes, because the Raiders are wishy-washy, the Broncos are wishy... Any of these teams could lose or win.
And somehow the Chargers are bad.
I expect... I mean, Phillip Rivers has 9 children. I thought they were going to be just fine. He could literally put an entire O-line with his kids.
His family could be
the offense, or the defense, the whole side, pretty much.
Yeah.
With his wife and everything, you could put the whole team together. But
yeah, I don't know. They're not injured, are they? I don't think so. I think they just suck.
Yeah, they kind of just suck, and they had the whole running back fiasco with Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, that could have been your Cowboys, man.
I know. Anyways, Zeke got signed because
Jerry Jones doesn't know how to give out money.
No, he doesn't.
$90 million contract. All right.
We'll get to the Cowboys. We spent quite a bit of time on the Patriots. I have things to say.
Well, the Cowboys are right up there. They're right next.
Yeah, after we get done with the AFC. The Raiders are going to be the same as they are. The Broncos, as we're seeing right now, Flacco
sucks.
He's washed. He's done. Von Miller is like the only guy on that team that I even know. Philip Lindsay needs a better team because he's actually a good running back.
He's all right.
I like him. He puts up fantasy. I don't have him, but like, he's cool. Is he white? I think he's white.
I think
I'm in my own home. I can do what I want. I don't know what they're doing in the life in there. Anyways, the Chargers are bad. Broncos are bad. The Raiders, you never know. They seem to be playing in London or Mexico City
every other week. Well, most of their fans are in Mexico anyways.
Exactly. None of their fans are in the U.S. So,
shout out to Vegas.
Yeah, and they'll be in Vegas.
This is the last year they're in Oakland.
This is the last year they will be in Oakland. They'll be in Vegas
next year.
I think the stadium's about done.
No, I don't think it's. I think
probably not.
Like a college stadium next year. I don't know.
We'll see. They'll be in Vegas though. I mean,
and the draft's in Vegas.
California's got too many sports teams, anyways, except for the Lakers.
The Lakers are the one I would cut.
Well, that's it's not up to you.
So
so
garbage.
Anyways, AFC final standings. After looking at all of this, the Patriots are gonna win the Super Bowl probably. As much as I don't.
I'm gonna factor in that Mahomes is out for the year.
Well, he's not gonna be, but
if he was,
I think he's gonna be fine.
It doesn't like even if he's out like a month. If he comes back, they lose all 4 games. Their chances of going to the playoffs are like very slim.
They've got some must-win games. They still have to play the Patriots.
Yeah.
Once?
Yeah, just once.
Okay.
Like week 14.
I don't know how their schedule really looks, but they have lost 2 straight to the Texans. Like lost to Texans and the Colts at home.
Maybe they could lose to them.
There was an entire conspiracy that that Mahomes didn't know how to throw in domes because he hadn't thrown in a dome until the other day that he
not in his pro career. The last time he did it in college and he threw for like 600 yards.
Yeah, he lit up, but he didn't do
when he played the Lions, he didn't throw a single touchdown.
No. They did win that game.
And they almost lost.
Yeah, well the Lions have had 2 sad games.
Yes. Lions are yeah.
But we're pretty sure the Patriots are going to win that. The Chiefs are the only other team that stand a chance. Well, maybe the Texans, but probably the Chiefs if we're anything like last year. Excuse me. But those are probably the final standings.
Hot take comes down between the Patriots and the Colts.
I'm okay with that. I want to see the Colts do well. They haven't done well since Peyton Manning. Well, Andrew Luck, but
all right, hypothetical. What if 2020 January whatever, AFC title game. Bengals Dolphins. They both win out. Andy Dalton MVP.
Dolphins go 10 and what are the records right now?
They go
11-5.
The Bengals go
10-6. They win those divisions. The other teams just clunk it. Well, the Patriots are not gonna.
The Patriots will win that. They don't have to win the division. They just have to make the playoffs.
So you're saying they'll make the wild card at 10-6?
They can make a wild card at 10.
The Patriots will be like 12-4 or 14-2 or whatever.
Probably 16-0.
Probably.
No, they'd have to be 15-1 because they have to lose to the Dolphins once.
Yeah, they'll lose like the last week of the season,
which is fine.
Yeah, that's okay. But that's not happening. But you never know, I guess. Maybe that's...
Alright, well, we're about to talk about my favorite division in the league to talk about, so...
My least favorite, but it's my division.
We're going to be stuck here for a while, because I'm going to have a lot of hypotheticals to throw at you.
Sorry for all of you, but Seth likes to roast me on the Cowboys when I'm down, and right now I'm real down. So, the NFC East... Oh, God. This sucks. Cowboys 3-3, Eagles 3-3, Giants 2-4, Redskins 1-5.
Alright. So, Redskins, right?
They're not. If you're gonna say that they're winning the division, I'm gonna kill you.
They trade Trent Williams. I almost said Trent Brown. Trent Williams.
Don't they have Trent?
No, Trent Brown's on the Raiders. He's a former Patriot left tackle. He's the one that just got charged with like domestic abuse.
Oh yeah, he is.
Or accused of it.
Yeah. Trey Quinn's who I'm thinking of instead of Trent. I'm thinking of Trey Quinn.
Oh, the white wide receiver for the Redskins.
Yeah.
Also, Redskins, pretty racist name. Change it.
Yeah, it's been too long. I don't care if I'm
big
like
racist.
I don't even care if I'm like a small percentage Native American. It offends me.
That's offensive.
Trail of Tears gives me nightmares.
All right, Redskins fire Jay Gruden.
Yeah, we'll go from the bottom up because the Cowboys are going to be a big talking point. So
yeah, and I want to talk about the Giants.
Yeah, of course you do. We'll do the Redskins first. They are 1-5. Who the hell? They beat the Dolphins
because the Dolphins decided to go for 2.
I was really hoping that the Dolphins would get. They could have very easily lost.
That was easily the.
That was one of the best games of the week.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, if you're watching Red Zone, it took almost like 2.5 quarters for them to show any of the game. When I was watching Red Zone.
I wonder why.
Well, I understand why, but like,
who started that for the Redskins? Keenum.
Who, like at the beginning of the season?
No, who started that game?
I don't know. I didn't watch much of the game.
They started Colt McCoy against the Patriots, and that doesn't make any sense to me.
I feel like it was Colt McCoy again, but I
was thinking it was Keenum.
I don't think they're starting.
They should not start Dwayne Haskins at all this season. They should let.
They ruined that.
No, he played against whoever it was where Case Keenum sucked.
He should not have been put in though.
No, it was bad, and then.
You should have put Colt McCoy in or had Case Keenum play the rest of the game.
And then they're like, next week, they're like, oh, we play the best defense in football, and we get to play against Tom Brady.
So let's put in our Colt McCoy. Third string. I mean, they're having some quarterback issues. Jay Gruden's gone. After 5 weeks, he was gone. And then they won their first game without Jay Gruden, given they played the Dolphins.
Granted, they played the worst team in football, and they're the second worst team in football.
Yeah.
And they only won by a point.
And they only won because they're going for 2. It could have went to overtime, which would have just extended that great game. But the Redskins are bad. They can't decide on a quarterback. They have a bad coach.
That's a very important game. That probably decides who has the first pick.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins are going by 2. I think they tank.
The Dolphins have 3 first-round picks next
That
year.
play looked bad. That 2-point conversion play looked really bad. It looked almost staged, like they are tanking. Which
Have you seen Dolphins football in 2019?
I mean,
it looks like they're tanking on every single play.
Yeah, I know.
Their point differential in the first 2 weeks was like 102 to 10.
But Fitzmagic, though.
It was Fitzpatrick. Granted, they had to play Lamar Jackson, and it was the only game.
They had some tough games at the beginning of the season.
And they had to play Tom Brady in his only game with Antonio Brown.
Yeah. But we'll see how the Redskins are the rest of the year. I got a feeling they're going to get last place unless the Cowboys tank, which, whatever. Giants. Giants are 2-4. Seth loves to talk about Mr. Danny Dimes. I think Daniel Jones is a young version of Eli Manning. He throws just as many picks. I'm also very biased because I hate the Giants, but
weirdly enough, I don't hate the Giants. You think I would, but I don't.
You seem to love the Giants.
I like Daniel Jones because everybody hates him.
Because he's not good. He's not.
But have you seen him play football? That man is good.
I've watched him. He went to the worst college ever. He went to Duke. I hate Duke.
Okay.
That's also a reason I hate him. And he's on the Giants.
If I was starting a franchise today and I had to pick a quarterback under the age of 25, Daniel Jones is not at the top of my list, but he's higher up than like Dak.
You're off the podcast.
I would take him over Dak.
That's awful. The Giants, yeah, they have the best running back in the league, as much as it hurts me to say it.
Saquon Barkley.
When he's healthy, Saquon Barkley. They had, the Cowboys played them week 1. He had 11 carries. 11! And he had 120 yards and 11 carries.
That's insane.
For one, the Giants are not using him the way they want. You don't want to run him into the ground, but the Cowboys did that exactly in the first season with Zeke, and it worked wonders. Like, we had 1,800 yards that year. They need to understand his potential and realize how good he is. Pat Shurmur he's Pat Shurmur. I mean,
he's not that great.
No.
Granted, he did, as the offensive coordinator of the Vikings, they did go to the NFC title game with Case Keenum.
Yeah, Case Keenum's had an odd career, but the Giants.
He's like Kirk Cousins light.
Huh?
So he's like Kirk Cousins light.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're like about the same.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins is. I'd take him over Daniel Jones though.
Well, the criteria was they had to be under 25, and Kirk Cousins is pushing 30.
Mm-hmm. Still.
If not 30 or 31.
Yeah. But I think the Giants are going to be just good enough to not bench Daniel Jones. And I don't think Eli's ever going to play another football.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Unless Daniel Jones gets hurt, which I don't know if they have.
Daniel Jones is playing too well for him to get benched.
I think he's going to play just good enough for them to, go 8-8. Well, I'm going to say, 6-10. Because the Redskins are going to win, maybe 2 games.
If I'm being realistic, maybe 7-9, 6-10. But
7-9 is generous.
My dream is 11-5.
Your dream is them winning the division.
I'm telling you, before the season,
they beat the 16-0 Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Before this season,
they have 2 Super Bowls.
I said Daniel Jones is going to play by week 6.
He played by week 2,
and he was started week 3, I think.
Yeah, he played in week 2 and started week 3. I'm pretty sure.
And he looked great his first game.
Yeah, he did.
Granted, they only won because the Bucs missed a field goal.
That was a sad day for me because I picked the Bucs that week. But
Danny Dimes was there.
He's living up to his nickname slowly but surely.
That's how he got his nickname.
Yeah. But I think they're going to be right there at third place probably, unless the Eagles or the Cowboys just start playing worse than they already are.
Yeah, what if they both implode and the Giants come out victorious and win that division at like 8-8?
You would love to see something.
I would be so happy if Daniel Jones gets to play in a playoff game this year.
It would disgust me.
If Daniel Jones gets to play in the Super Bowl this year
against the Patriots,
dude, that'd be lit. I'd be excited for that.
Oh my god, it's just
I don't know who I'd pick. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I know who I'd pick. The only way I wouldn't know who to pick is if it was the Patriots and the 49ers. I would be stuck on that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to watch that.
No, I was barely able to watch Patriots Eagles. But yeah, Giants are there. I think those Giants Redskins are going to stay where they are, 3rd and 4th. The Giants have more promise than the Redskins. The Redskins are just funny to watch, and I like to see them play bad.
All right. Another hypothetical.
Oh,
trade deadline's coming up. How about instead of extending Dak?
Stop.
Hold on.
Stop.
No, hold on. They trade a first-round pick and Dak Prescott to the Philadelphia Eagles for Carson Wentz. Just straight up.
As much as you're not going to like to hear this.
Would you be okay with that?
Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz. Every which way. Every which way. I wouldn't be okay with it because I don't think that he's better than Dak Prescott.
I don't think Carson Wentz is better per se.
He fits the system better?
I just think it'd be funny.
You just think
I just for entertainment purposes. That was the whole point of it.
Oh, I guess.
I think that doesn't benefit either team to do that at all.
I don't hate Carson Wentz, but they both fit their systems better than they would in other teams. And Dak and Zeke are like in it together.
Or Cowboys trade for Cam Newton.
Stop with Cam Newton.
Cowboys trade for Blake Bortles.
I would like to see that. Blake Bortles is on the same team as Jalen Ramsey, so.
Or they trade for Marcus Mariota. Or Jameis Winston.
Or any of the quarterbacks that are like borderline crap. Yeah, so the Eagles, they're 3-3. They're hovering right around. I'm hoping not, but I'm thinking these two teams are gonna be fighting for first place. It really comes down to I'm going to Cowboys Eagles this week. I'm gonna go to that beautiful stadium that the greatest owner in the league, Jerry Jones, has built. AT&T Stadium is beautiful. I've already seen it once. I haven't seen a game there, but I'm excited. Even if we get throttled, I have a bad feeling it's gonna be really bad, but I'm hoping for the exact opposite. Did they get beat by the Packers at home? Yeah. I think it was at home.
Well, I don't care. Well, the Eagles beat the Packers in Lambeau.
They beat the Packers and the Jets, and we've lost to the Packers and the Jets. But yeah.
Yeah, I need to look at my picks and make sure I pick the Eagles.
I pick the Cowboys. I pick the Cowboys every week, and I'm 50-50 so far, so it's whatever. But, yeah, the Eagles, Carson Wentz is up there. They've kind of had injuries here and there.
Yeah, no, they're banged up.
Deshaun Jackson. I
don't know if he's played since, like, week 2.
Yeah. I had him in... I think he's sitting on my ESPN fantasy bench. But, I think that the Cowboys are going to pull in... I think they're going to end up pulling out of the rut, and they're going to, hopefully 10-6, 11. I'm hoping 11-5, but it's probably going to be more 10-6. Maybe even 9-7 wins the division at this point.
Yeah, I've been saying for the whole offseason that 9-7 wins that division.
I do. I think it's probably. It might be the worst. One of the worst divisions in football. Right now. It might
be.
3-3 is leading the division through 6 weeks.
Every other division has like at least a 4-2 or 5-1.
Yeah, exactly. That's what. Yeah. So the Eagles are there.
All right, so the Eagles trade deadline again coming up.
What does Doug Peterson want to do? What does he want to do?
Bench Carson Wentz. Trade the Jaguars for Nick Foles. Bring him back.
Get your Super Bowl MVP back.
Get Big Dick Nick back.
Oh, Big Dick Nick.
Some BDN back.
That's not a terrible. Your other takes have been real bad, but that's not a terrible. Well, these are all hypotheticals, not takes.
Yeah, none of these are meant to be like
serious.
These are just fun.
Yeah,
I think I like doing this.
Yeah. It wouldn't be terrible, but obviously they're going to keep Carson and everything's going to stay the same. Even with injuries, I don't think anything's going to get any worse. They don't really have like promise, but neither do the Cowboys right now.
I just thought of another fun hypothetical.
What?
And since we're on the NFC, so it makes sense.
Jalen Ramsey. No, I'm just kidding.
So the Jaguars don't that they might want a backup quarterback for Gardner.
A backup to the backup, a third string. Because Nick Foles is technically the backup.
You know who their VP of player personnel I think that's his job title.
Tom Coughlin.
It's Tom Coughlin.
Yeah.
You know who Tom Coughlin won 2 Super Bowls with?
The Giants.
Eli Manning.
Yeah.
Eli Manning to the Jaguars, confirmed. I've been saying that since the day Tom Coughlin applied to work for the Jaguars.
Dude, when I saw he got that spot, I was stoked. I was like, that's awesome.
And then the Jaguars went to the AFC title game. Blake Bortles lost to the refs because the Patriots paid them because the Patriots are the best team in football.
And then was like so butthurt about it that he just stopped being good at football.
And then he just sucked, yeah.
He just like plummeted and now he's like a nobody. But he is on the Rams. He is playing Jalen Ramsey. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with the Cowboys and the Eagles. I think it's going to be them two fighting for a little bit. I think probably once we get to like week 10, if everything goes the way I want it to, and I think most people deep down in their heart, unless you're like a diehard Eagles fan, I think the Cowboys are going to pull away with it. They have the better team. The injuries are killing my Cowboys right now. They really are. Tyrone's been out. Tyron Smith has been out. Amari Cooper's been out. Amari Cooper's supposed to play this week. Byron Jones has been kind of hurt. There's been some big injuries.
You know who's a free agent wide receiver?
Dez Bryant.
Dez Bryant.
I want Dez Bryant to come back. I legit, as a Cowboys fan, want to see Dez Bryant to come back. He's not as bad as Terrell Owens as far as like hot-headedness, in my opinion. And Terrell Owens also played for the 49ers, and he did mean stuff. So
T.O. played for like 3 or 4 different teams.
I know, but he played for the 49ers, and they're like rivals for Super Bowls.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's because the 49ers have the best quarterback. That's not Tom Brady.
Yeah, whatever. But my lovely Cowboys, I think they're gonna be okay. I'm down in the dumps through 6 weeks. I thought we'd be 5-1 because we should have beat the Jets, and the Packers game was rough.
Slaughtered the Jets. I don't know how they lost to that.
That was one of the roughest Sunday games I've seen in a while.
One of the most entertaining Sunday games I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I hated every minute of it.
It was the only game I was excited to watch on Sunday.
It almost came back. That 2-point conversion, it really could have been different, but it should have never gone down like that. Yeah, Darnold came back, but
should have kept Dan Bailey.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Brett Maher made a 62-yard kick, and he missed a 40-yard kick, which when they scored the touchdown at the end of the game would have put us up by 1 without the extra point.
I know the Patriots are 6-0. Gostkowski missed 4 extra points.
Well, that's why Mike Nugent's your kicker.
Mike Nugent is also bad.
He's terrible. You have some kicking issues. Ours aren't as bad, but Maher is not. He's not Dan Bailey like consistent as all hell, like making every kick. And he's
accurate kicker, second most accurate kicker in NFL.
He's no Justin.
Jerry Jones is like nah.
He's no Justin Tucker, but I also don't know why we got rid of Dan Bailey.
Money.
Well, yeah, but
Jerry Jones is cheap.
But yeah, I think they're gonna be fine. Dak Prescott. He's not playing as well as we have seen in the past. This was the easiest part of the schedule as far as I know, because we're still gonna have to play like the Vikings. We're gonna have to play the Patriots in Week 12, which will be a very fun matchup for this podcast.
Fun talk.
Even though
a lot of trash talk.
Seth's gonna have a lot of fun when we recap, I'm sure, because
when they lose like 42-3, you're gonna get slaughtered.
And if they don't, if something the Jets beat them, so
you'll never see me again.
Yeah,
I will never show
Seth
my
will quit
face
the podcast if something bad like that happens.
You'll be doing a solo.
That's fine for that week. I'll love it. Nobody will ever tell me to stop talking about it'll be a full Cowboys podcast.
God, nobody wants to listen to that. Not even you.
No, really. I can only do it for so long. But they got Dak Prescott. They got Zeke. Zeke got his money. Hopefully Dak gets his money eventually. Amari Cooper needs his money too. We'll see what happens.
Why don't the Cowboys tank for Tua?
Shut up. Stop.
Or why aren't they hurting for Hurts?
No, stop. They're going to be fine. But anyways, I think they're going to be fine, Cowboys. We'll see what happens. But I'm optimistic, even though I don't sound optimistic because we're 3-3. Talk to me in like 6 weeks, and that'll confirm how I'm feeling.
He might not be alive in 6 weeks if they lose. What if they lose the next 6? What if they're 3-9?
Then I'm done. We'll skip the NFC East every week. But we spent a lot of time there, so we're as expected, so we probably won't spend as much time with the rest of the NFC, even though there's quite a bit to talk about. The NFC North.
This is a fun
one. The Green Bay Packers, 5-1. We'll get to the Lions game from the other night, because there's a lot to be. We will not spend too much time on it, but it needs to be observed. Packers are 5-1. Vikings 4-2.
Don't know how that happened.
Some things to talk about there as well with Kirk Cousins and Stephon Diggs and things here and there that would have been said. The Bears 3-2. The Lions 2-2-1 because they tied with the Arizona Cardinals like week 2.
Week 1.
Well, they tied early. So Packers 5-1. Aaron Rodgers is still good. They don't have a
Aaron Rodgers is good, but he's not putting up numbers. He's only thrown like 5 or 6 touchdowns, I think.
Yeah, he still has the refs on his side, as does any great quarterback.
Shout out to Tom Brady.
As much as I'm not really much of a Lions fan, I was really, really, really pushing for them and Matt Stafford the other night. I really was.
Yeah, me too. Mainly because they have a lot of former Patriots. But.
Yeah. Kenny Galladay is on my fantasy, and that was a deciding factor that week because they let up like a 60-yard pass flea flicker on like the first play.
The first play of the game, yeah.
It was insane. That game was super close.
It was a fun game.
Face mask calls. Hands to the face.
There was like 2 on Trey Flowers in the last like few minutes of the game. That none of them were hands to the face.
No, none of them at all.
One of them, they called an illegal hands to the face, and it was the Packers left tackle putting his hands in Trey Flowers' face mask.
Yeah.
Which should have been a face mask call, but obviously the refs were like, no.
They were literally picking and choosing which ones they called. The Packers shouldn't have even been able to score on that drive. I've heard things where the line judge was saying, that called it like the back judge, where his view was him seeing the hand get pushed up into the face, but it never did grab the face mask. But I can understand where you're going with that, but that's where replays and reviews are for.
And then they still replayed and reviewed it, and they were like, no.
And they still looked, and they still decided,
Matt Moore, 15.
Little stat here, Matt Moore is 15-15 as a starter. He may be 16. Well, he didn't start this week, but just a little tidbit of information.
In case you're wondering, Matt Moore, not good.
No, he's still bad. That's a bad backup quarterback. But I think they're still going to win. Any update on this Thursday night, it's 20-6. Still 8 minutes left in the third quarter. I think this might be the final score of the game. We got Joe Flacco and Matt Moore fighting. Well, unless we get some defensive touchdowns. I don't think there's going to be any offensive touchdowns.
No,
how about that?
But it wouldn't be Thursday Night Football without it being boring.
Yeah, well, we've had like one good third.
Was it the Patriots-Giants game? That game was kind of fun.
That game was okay, yeah. I watched it all.
Well, yeah, I did.
Well, yeah, I know you did. But we'll see what happens. So, the Packers 5-1. That game with the Lions was
bullshit.
It was a fun game to watch until we got to the last drive, and then it kind of just bursted everybody. Unless you were a Packer. Oh, I've even talked to like people that are Packers fans, and they still weren't like happy. They were still like, "Yeah, that was bull." Like,
they shouldn't have won.
No, I think
because the Lions are cursed.
The Lions really are. They've had a bad couple of weeks. I mean, they tied with the Arizona Cardinals, which
they tied Kyler Murray in his first game, and Kyler Murray's not tall enough to see over his offensive line.
He's like 5'8". So
he's like your size.
Yeah, he might be.
You could probably replace Kyler Murray at quarterback, and nobody would notice.
I don't think anybody would see anything different. I'd look not the exact same, but pretty similar.
You're like the white Kyler Murray.
I'm the white Kyler Murray. We'll start putting that as my name now. But the Packers 5-1. I think this division could get interesting. I really think it could. Even though the Packers have only lost one game, even though they should be like 5-3 or not 5-3, 3-3. But that's wishful thinking for myself. Packers are 5-1.
I think the Bears should be on 5-1.
Aaron Rodgers has had a fine. I mean, there's nothing that's really changed. Their defense is still like, They still have to put up like a decent amount of points.
The Packers?
Yeah.
Their defense is the best part of that team.
Yeah, that is true, I guess.
Their offense is not good.
It's because they don't have anything. There seems to always be injury prone like the entire season except for Aaron Rodgers. He seems to have.
Can you name another one of their wide receivers that's not Davante Adams?
And even Davante Adams was hurt. He was off. What this was he?
Yeah, he got turf toe against it.
He didn't play the Lions game, right?
No.
So they were passing Valdez-Scantling.
Got hurt.
Yeah, I had him I dropped him a couple weeks ago. Thank God for that.
Jimmy Graham's like is only like decent.
They got Jimmy Graham. Aaron Jones didn't really put up anything the other night either.
No, Jamal Williams scored a touchdown.
Whoever Williams, yeah, their other running back. They didn't put Aaron Jones in a lot of play. I'm pretty sure Williams had more of the carries, but he was more.
He had more like. I think
he had more big carries at least. He was more productive.
I think he caught more.
Yeah. So they're right there. It could get interesting. But the Vikings are 4-2. Kirk Cousins is either a god
or he sucks.
He's
still like 4 or 5 and like 28 against teams with a winning record. He's not good.
No. Then again, they played after the whole fiasco with Stephon Diggs being mad that he wasn't getting the ball thrown to him, and
then he gets just 3 touchdowns in like 2 weeks.
And then him and Thielen are catching just long bomb after long bomb. They played the Giants, and the Giants have a terrible secondary, so it's completely understandable.
But is it not weird that ever since Daniel Jones came in, their entire team plays better?
Well, they do because they have a spark under them because Eli is a Debbie Downer. He always has been.
Yeah, but again,
it's weird that
can you name anybody that plays on the Giants defense?
No. I'm an NFC East guy, and I still don't care.
Janoris Jenkins is like the only person. Jabril Peppers.
Eli Apple used to. He's on the Saints.
I know a lot of players that used to play for the Giants.
Michael Strahan.
DRC.
Yeah. Plaxico Burress.
Yeah.
Everybody loves good old Plaxico Burress. I hate Plaxico.
What did he do? Did he shoot himself in the foot or something?
Yeah. Not a figure of speech. He actually shot himself in the foot.
Yeah, him and Aqib Talib also like shot something in the leg.
Talib, yeah.
That man's a crazy person.
Well, they're not.
Vikings. They're not. I don't think they're good.
I look at when I'm doing my picks every week. I look at the Vikings and
whoever they play, it's a toss-up.
And I'm like, they're either gonna go off or they're not.
Either throws for like 400 yards and goes off, or he throws for like 150 yards and like 4 picks.
They have like a mid-tier. They have a mid-tier quarterback. They have really, really, really good receivers. Really good.
And maybe the best running back in football.
And Dalvin Cook's probably... They have all the offensive parts around them except for
their worst position,
the most important part.
Their offensive line's kind of too.
Yeah, but Dalvin Cook still made it work because he's Dalvin Cook. And he's absolutely insane. And Thielen and Stephon Diggs are always like people that you're going to want on your team. I think they're one of those teams that has a chance for a wild card. The NFC is more interesting though when it comes to these because when we go through the AFC, it's just like
it's pretty cut and dry who in the AFC is making.
The NFC is always more enjoyable. There's more competition here.
You have to narrow down to 6 teams, and there's probably like 12 that could make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, any given like week 12 or week 16, 17, it's just who knows.
The Lions could still somehow make the playoffs.
Yeah, well
the NFC North could.
It's always been like that.
Week 17, the Lions could be in first place.
You never know. But, yeah, so the Bears. Trubisky.
Trubisky sucks.
He's awful.
Chase Daniels even worse.
Chase Daniels, Missouri guy. He's cool.
He's garbage. He has the best job in the world, though.
Mm-hmm. Getting paid to set the bench for the most part.
I think he's had to play more games with the Bears than he's had to play in any the rest of his career.
That's crazy.
He started 3 or 4 games, I think, for the Bears. And before that, I think he started 2.
That's crazy.
And that man's made $20 million for the last 10 years to not play football. That's the best job in the world.
Speaking of getting money to not play football, Brock Osweiler.
Oh yeah, shout out to Brock Osweiler.
That man retired after 7 years and absolutely finessed the Browns. And the Texans, but the Browns are still paying for it.
No, I don't think they're paying for him.
Well, the Texans are still paying for it. Somebody's still paying for that cap space.
He plays in 6 games, I think, 6 or 9 games for the.
He got a $42 million contract or something.
It was $72 million. It was $18 million a year.
It was something absolutely insane for somebody of Brock Osweiler's caliber.
They went 9-7.
He had
he sucked. He got benched.
Yeah, real quick.
The Texans benched a quarterback they were paying $17 million.
Well, the Broncos made him look really good because that defense could have made. During that time, they were making everybody look good.
They were not making Peyton Manning look good.
Well,
Peyton Manning threw 9 touchdowns and 17 interception stage of 39.
Brock Osweiler.
He was throwing up the Sean Kaiser type stuff.
Shout out to Sean Kaiser. One of the great Browns quarterbacks. But, yeah.
My Browns fans might want him over Baker Mayfield right now.
Maybe. I would consider your options. But yeah, the Bears, they got Khalil Mack. Their defense is solid. We always think that it's going to be better than it actually is.
Their defense lives up to their name. They're really
maybe good. It's
just because Mitch Trubisky is
maybe it's just that the offense is really that bad. But I feel like if the Bears can score 21 points, they win every week.
Yeah, every game they play is like 20 to like
the Packers
21 to 20. It's like a close game, and nobody scores a lot of points.
No, because we had that Thursday night football game, the first game of the year with them and the Packers, and it was an awful game. But allowing only 10 from the Packers isn't bad because they're starting to put up a decent amount of points.
But Mitch Trubisky looked so bad, and he still looks bad.
Yeah, the Bears.
Sorry, Mitchell.
Bears have no offense. Their defense is good, but the offense.
Even like
the defense
they have good running backs too.
They got what? Ty Montgomery.
They have David Montgomery.
Jesus Christ, whatever.
And Tariq Cohen. They traded Jordan Howard.
They did trade Jordan Howard. Holy cow! How did he get that ball off?
That man got slammed.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens with the Bears. Once again, this division seems one of the most. Who knows? Like, it's one of those where like the Lions could be in first place by like week 12. You just never know.
There's talk that Mitch Trubisky is going to play this week because he's been hurt.
Yeah, he's been hurt. Chase Daniels isn't playing because he's better than Mitch Trubisky. He might be. But I don't know. But yeah, so
he might be.
The Bears are there. I think this division for the next couple of weeks it looks pretty set with Packers, Vikings, Bears, Lions.
I know everybody knows this, but you know that the Bears traded up from picks 3 to 2 to draft Mitch Trubisky when they could have drafted Deshaun Watson and or Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
They took the worst quarterback they could.
At that stage of the draft, yeah.
And they traded up. They didn't even have to.
No, they had no reason to. But
the
they
49ers
didn't.
Were drafting a quarterback.
Oh, God. The Bears. The Bears. Anyways, rip the Bears. The Lions.
I think this will go to the Super Bowl. But anyways.
Oh, God. Lions 2-2-1.
Their Patriots light, their head coach, former New England great defensive coordinator.
God bless Matt Patricia.
Bless up. But yeah, I don't know. They're good this year. They were bad last year.
At 2-2-1, they're better than the record shows. They really are.
They really are. Yeah, they could be undefeated. Probably.
They should have beat the Packers the other night.
Should beat the Chiefs.
I'm not going over that game again. They should have beat the Chiefs. They've had two really bad beats.
And they really should. I don't know how they tie the Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
I don't know how that works.
That was just Shout out to Ninja, Lions fan. I'm just kidding.
Do not. We're not catering to 7-year-olds here.
Anyways,
Ninja who?
Yeah, exactly.
Come back to Twitch.
Yeah, come back. Mixer doesn't like you. Lions 2-1. I go on. Despop there. I want to like the Lions. I want to see them succeed, which I never really think about. It's not gonna happen because
the Lions are cursed.
They are
like the Browns. They're never gonna win anything because
they're just cursed. But they have a decent team around them.
They could be the Lions could go undefeated and still somehow have to play in the wild card round and lose.
Matt Stafford is like, I don't know.
Matt Stafford's like past his prime.
Yeah,
he's not bad by any means.
He's still not like Kirk. He's better than Kirk Cousins.
Oh, I'm better than Kirk Cousins.
Okay, stop. No, you're not. Kirk Cousins. We're not going over Kirk Cousins again, but I think the Lions. I think this division really does have the most variability as far as like what could happen at the end of the season. I think for the most part it's going to stay the way it is, but
all of those teams could finish above 500.
And that seems to be how it is most of the time these days. The Lions are usually right where they're at.
They're typically in 4th every year.
Yeah, they just have that's a solid division. It always is.
They make the playoffs like every other year.
Yeah, they have their years.
This is their year. They went like 6-10.
We'll see what happens with the NFC North, but these
NFC South's fun too.
These next two divisions are going to be fun. I like these next two divisions. NFC South, one of the weirdest divisions for me. I don't know why. I feel like the Panthers and Buccaneers have played each other like 65 times, even though they've only played each other twice.
Have they already played twice?
I'm pretty sure they played that Thursday night football game, and they played in London on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
They played the 8:30 game.
Yeah, they did play.
We'll get to Jameis Winston later.
That's fun.
It's a fun time. The Saints, 5-1, also a fun subject. Drew Brees' thumb died. His thumb is dead. He should be back week 10.
Patrick Mahomes out for the year. All right.
Trade for Drew Brees. Not happening. It's not happening.
I don't know, man.
It's not happening.
I don't know, man. Teddy Bridgewater's only lost one. I don't think he's lost a game.
No. This is why other teams need to take notice. Invest in a good backup.
Yeah, pay your backup quarterback good money.
Teddy Bridgewater could start on like 20 NFL teams.
He almost went to the Dolphins in the offseason, but decided he didn't want to do that. And he made the right decision.
Yeah, he did. Staying on the Saints is a good idea because the Saints are going to be, I think they're going to be good for a couple more years at least. Even without, even when Drew Brees is
Drew
done.
Brees is probably going to retire this year. He's 40.
Yeah, he's no Tom Brady.
He's no Iron Man like Tom Brady.
No.
Tom Brady hasn't missed a game that wasn't because of Deflategate in like 10 years.
Yeah. Oh, crud. Oh, Tyreek Hill's gone. There's your fantasy points, everybody. I think that was like a 60. Maybe it was like a 50. So they're up
I don't think Matt Moore threw that.
Are you sure?
Matt Moore, I don't think has the arm to do that.
Well, we're going to rewatch this. Oh,
He 100% did, but I don't think it was him.
So, the ghost of Mahomes.
And no, I'm not high. Like, I don't think...
Look at that. Yeah.
It's just because Chris Harris is bad.
Yeah, he really is. Matt Moore threw that.
Or maybe it's just because...
Tyreek Hill is good.
How do you think Tyreek Hill got so fast?
I don't know. How do you think he got so fast? Because his nickname's Cheetah?
Yeah, he got the nickname Cheetah so that before he was fast.
What does he have, like a 90? Is he 97 or 98?
He has a 99.
He might be a 99 speed in Madden. Shout out to Madden.
Also, shout out to Tyreek Hill for beating his kid and getting away with it. You're a scumbag.
We don't advocate child violence, even though Adrian Peterson got absolutely the wrong thing happened to him when he got suspended.
We don't need to talk about that. I think that was fine.
We won't discuss that. But Saints 5-1. Teddy Bridgewater is solid, just good enough. I think their defense is playing really well.
And Teddy Bridgewater's playing well. They're just good.
Yeah. They've got Cameron over there in the D-line.
And Cam Jordan.
Yeah. Cam Jordan's putting up great stuff. They got Eli Apple, regardless of...
Lattimore.
Yeah, they got Marshawn.
Alvin Kamara's still good.
Alvin Kamara's insanely good. Michael Thomas is still one of the best receivers in the league.
Yeah, my theory with every player is once they get paid, their production goes down, and it happens every time a player gets paid a lot of money.
Yeah, but they've got Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas. I think they're doing well because, well, one, Teddy Bridgewater's a solid backup, and two, once Drew Brees got hurt, there was no pressure.
Yeah, they're just playing well.
They're just playing because they were like, if we had lost the next like 6-7 games until Drew Brees come back, nobody would have been mad. Well, Saints fans might have been a little unhappy, but it wouldn't have been anything that they didn't.
All of New Orleans didn't kill themselves after that NFC title game.
Oh, I know.
I would have offed myself. I think
that Saints Rams game was rough. I'm sorry that anybody's had to deal with that. I think they're gonna get their revenge this year because the Rams are kind of crappy now.
Yeah, but no, they got beat by the Rams, and also Aaron Donald took out Drew Brees.
He did.
So,
I think once Drew Brees comes back, I think they're gonna win this division.
They might win the NFC.
Yeah, it's an interesting division with 49ers, Seahawks, and the Saints. And the Panthers are 4-2. But the Saints are probably going to win this division. Panthers, 4-2.
If the Panthers put Cam Newton back in, they'll make the playoffs, but they're not going to win anything.
I don't think they're... I don't know. I feel like Ron Rivera hates Cam Newton.
I also kind of feel like that.
I feel like he very subtly can't stand him.
I also don't blame him.
No, I don't either.
I'm not
saying it like he shouldn't hate Cam Newton. I hate Cam Newton.
Man, kind of lost him a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he went 15-1. Cam Newton did that.
Yeah, I don't know how that. I don't know.
I still don't know. And they played the Denver Broncos. That 2015 was a crazy year. Yeah, but the Panthers 4-2. McCaffrey's probably he's easily top 3 in the league in running backs as far as.
I think we've said like 3 different running backs are the best running backs in the NFL. But
okay, if we're being honest, it's Barkley, McCaffrey, and probably Dalvin Cook. If I'm being 100.
Realistically, yeah, those are the 3.
But I think McCaffrey, he's the best white running back in the league.
He's also the only.
I think Phillip Lindsay's once again.
So we have half of a white person.
He's mixed.
That's why I said half of a white person.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. But the Panthers are 4-2. Cam Newton died at the beginning of the season. Not because he did get hurt, but he's also trash. I don't think if he had been healthy for that next week,
they might be 0-6.
Yeah, if Cam Newton was still playing.
I don't know.
Did they start 0-2?
Yeah.
Kyle Allen's won 4 straight. He got
thrown an interception.
He got me a fantasy victory. As weird as that is. But Kyle Allen, he's decent. McCaffrey's really good. I don't really think that their passing's. I mean, I don't expect Kyle Allen to throw like 60-yard bombs. I think he's playing about as safe as he's supposed to.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, look at that! Look at that fist bump between Tyreek Hill and Andy Reid. Oh, Andy Reid's definitely getting a grand slam.
They're in Denver too, so he's definitely gonna go eat like a couple brownies.
Some Mile High something. It's legal over there.
They probably don't drug test coaches.
No, not Andy Reid. He's above the law.
Except for that Dolphins O-line coach that was doing like cocaine in the office.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. I don't remember that guy's name.
I don't either.
That dude's a legend.
Shout out to cocaine. Maybe not.
Yeah, no. Shout out to cocaine.
Yeah. Panthers. I think Panthers they got a chance for a wild card. Maybe. This whole Seahawks 49ers. I think it's interesting, but the Panthers are not bad. Kyle Allen's won 4 straight. If they keep Kyle Allen in, I can see some promise in the Panthers.
Yeah.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, I don't know about the Bucs.
2-4. They beat.
They were. You're not gonna like this. They were my pick to win the NFC South before the season started.
I don't hate the Buccaneers. That's not crazy.
No, I'm just saying like because they suck.
Oh.
Like, I don't know, I just thought they'd be good. Bruce Arians is like a quarterback whisperer.
Mm-hmm. Bruce Arians.
You can't fix Jameis Winston.
Bruce Arians wears those same hats every game. He keeps thinking, just like every other coach for the Bucs, thinks that Jameis Winston is all of a sudden going to turn into the FSU Heisman guy that he used to be, and he's just not.
He's literally never been that in the pros.
No. As much as I love Florida State, and I liked Jameis Winston when I watched college football.
Yeah, no.
Jameis was bad. He still, I started him in fantasy. It was rough. He still put up more points than Jimmy Garoppolo, as weird as it is, but this league that I'm in also has the absolutely most insane.
Well, he also, Jameis Winston also can, throw for...
He's going to put up 400 yards every week, but
he throw, 5 interceptions.
He threw 5 picks this week, and he didn't get benched.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's not because it was in London, or 8:30 in the morning, which I got up to watch that game.
I don't know who their backup is.
Doesn't matter. He's not getting in. Jameis is starting the whole year. It used to be, last year it was fun because it was Fitzmagic. But...
Well, Fitzpatrick also only got to play because Jameis Winston was suspended.
Yeah. Anyways, Jameis Winston is really fun to watch because he's funny. He's humorous.
You gotta eat that W, though.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah, man, it's weird. Shout out to Stealing Crab.
Oh, God, Stealing Crab. But yeah, they need to start doing things in the NFL to make Jameis Winston funnier than he already is.
He should just, honestly, after this season, he should just not play football and be an analyst.
He's so funny though.
Yeah, that'd be cool though.
Just watching him play football and the facial expressions he makes and things like that. He doesn't.
He should sit next to Romo in the booth.
Oh, that'd be a beautiful booth. I'd watch every CBS game.
Like you already don't.
Cowboys playing Fox. I have to listen to Troy Aikman and Joe Buck.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Shout out to Troy Aikman.
They're both bad.
Yeah. As much as I love Troy.
Are you going to advocate Troy Aikman being high on TV?
I don't. He's got 3 rings. Let him do what he wants. But yeah, the Buccaneers, man.
Falcons.
Well, I want to see a few more things about the Buccaneers.
Okay.
Mike Evans is wishy-washy.
That's Jameis Winston.
It's all Jameis Winston's fault, really, that the whole team's bad. They have no run game. They have good receivers. Chris Godwin is actually Jameis's number 1 receiver.
Except he didn't play last week.
No, but when he is out there, he's passing to number 12. Even though
because he's wearing a number 12. Number 12 has magic powers.
Oh God, Tom Brady. But yeah, they've got good offensive threats at wide receiver. They have probably 2 of the best as far as a duo. Yeah. They don't have a good quarterback, but if you put Brady or somebody behind that,
maybe, yeah,
or Mahomes, it'd be insane. But yeah, so we'll move on from that. The Falcons 1-5.
Yeah, I fully expect that Matt Ryan is overrated.
You won that Super Bowl, okay? Just stop. The man's been buried. He's still upset about it. That's why they're playing bad.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I'd be upset too.
How are you up 28-3 with 25 minutes left?
We're gonna find a way to bring this game into almost everyone.
And you lose.
Yeah.
There's 8 minutes left in the third quarter, and you're up by 25 points, and you lose. They had a 99.8% chance of winning.
Dude, I can't even imagine the betting lines on on that
I
game.
imagine somebody lost a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Imagine seeing them up 28-3 and then the betting lines and putting money on them to win that game and then imagine how much money you'd get if you put the Patriots winning.
Oh,
at 28-3. I can't even imagine the payout. But the Falcons, they still have not forgotten about that Patriots game, and I'm pretty sure they're going to continue to be bad. Matt Ryan isn't a bad quarterback.
No, he's not bad by any means. He might be their best offensive player right now.
Julio Jones is getting old. He has some flashy plays here and there. They don't really have much else to their team, though.
Their defense, even healthy, is not great.
No. Mohamed Sanu's and Julio Jones is kind of
lost Tevin Coleman.
Yeah, Tevin Coleman's gone. 49ers got him. Because they got an offensive powerhouse there. But, yes, NFC South, I'm going to assume that it's going to stay the same. I think the Saints are going to win the division. I got a good feeling that they will, I think, especially since if they keep playing well until Breeze comes back, which I've heard week 10, but it could be next week, could be the week after. You never know.
Yeah.
Barkley came back after it could not. You never know. He could just retire. We'll see.
I don't think so.
But so there's that. The last division, NFC West, and probably one of the most interesting ones.
I guess the only team that's not in it's the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And they're a game behind the Rams.
Yeah. I don't think if you had told me that these were going to be the standings 6 weeks in,
I would believe them.
I would have kind of, but at the same.
This should have what happened last year, but Garoppolo got hurt.
Yeah, that's really what happened. The Rams at 3-3 was the one thing that I'm not expecting, but we'll get to him. 49ers 5-0. I'm sure you're loving it.
I'm ecstatic. I love Jimmy Garoppolo. I love that.
Two Patriots quarterbacks are 11-0 on the season. The only two undefeated teams left in the league.
He learns from somebody.
As weird as it is, I can't stand the 49ers, but I enjoy watching them play.
Yeah, did you? I know you didn't, but did you watch them play the Steelers?
No,
because that game was hard to watch.
Yeah, I couldn't watch that one.
The first quarter, they had 4 turnovers. It was bad.
When they played the Browns, though, I watched the whole game.
I had to work, so I didn't watch it. But
was that
No, I didn't have to work. I was busy.
I thought that was a Sunday night football game.
It's a Monday night football.
Oh, well, I watched that whole game, and I had a lot of fun watching it. I ended up losing by 2 points in fantasy, but
that doesn't matter. 49ers won.
Yeah, 49ers
That's
won.
more important.
Garoppolo's my fantasy quarterback, but
Garoppolo's my real life quarterback.
He's your backup. But the 49ers are really good because Garoppolo does everything he needs to do. He doesn't have to do anything insane, put up 400 yards every week. He just has to hand the ball off about 40 times. And then have a couple
he's kind of like the new
passing plays here.
Like Alex Smith. He's just there to not screw up.
Yeah, you just have to have somebody back there that's not gonna go AWOL and do something crazy.
If they had Jameis Winston, they'd be screwed.
Oh yeah, easily because he'd want to throw it down the field.
Because his decision making is awful.
Oh, it's probably one of the worst in the league.
Oh no, it is. I think Bruce Arians even said that the other day.
It's just bad. It always will be, and he'll always have a spot on some NFL team until he's dead because he won the Heisman. That's it.
I don't know, man. I don't think so.
It's starting to look sketchy. The Buccaneers.
After this year, if him and Mariota don't sign offers, I don't think they'll ever play football again.
But yeah, so I think the 49ers are going to stay that way. Breida and Coleman are a really good
team.
And McKinnon.
When he plays.
Jerick McKinnon's on that team?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Oh, they just have really good. Breida and Tevin Coleman are two of the fastest running backs in the league.
They're up there.
They're the two fastest in Madden, in case anybody didn't know that.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
96 and a 95.
Jesus.
Yep. Two fastest in the league. But I think the 49ers are going to continue to play well. I think they're going to be fine. I hope
3 years in, Kyle Shanahan's finally
he's finally getting somewhere. I'm hoping that something bad happens in the playoffs because I don't want to see the 49ers win a 6th.
What if them and the Patriots play in the Super Bowl? I feel like I brought that up earlier, but
I don't remember if you did. You probably have, but that's one of my few nightmares. Patriots-Eagles was a nightmare, but it ended up working out the best way it could have. The stadium didn't blow up.
What if it's Steelers-Niners?
I don't know that I'll be. Me and my dad will not be watching that game.
Yeah, you guys would boycott the NFL.
I'm done. But yeah, the 49ers are going to continue to stay there. Seahawks 5-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Seahawks are good. I don't know if they're like spectacular though. I don't know if like anything to talk about.
It's just weird seeing
the
like
Rams
well, that and like first and second is like they both got 5 wins. Given
this is like the old days. This is like from like 3 years ago where the Rams and the Rams and 49ers were bad.
Yeah, the 49ers haven't been good in a long time.
And the Cardinals,
they've
as of like 3 years
since Kurt Warner left, they haven't been good. Since Steelers, Cardinals Super Bowl,
they went to the NFC title game with Carson Palmer.
I forgot about Carson Palmer.
Carson Palmer did not play well. I have to be clean.
That's
Carson Palmer did not play well in the NFC title game against the Panthers, and they lost like 50-13.
Oh yeah, they played like doo-doo. But yeah.
Yeah, Carson Palmer did not play well, and that game ruined him for the rest of his life.
It really did. But yeah, the Seahawks. I've never liked Russell Wilson, but he's good. He's a good quarterback. Yeah. He's really good.
Hold on. This man once said that Dak Prescott is more talented than Russell Wilson, and that Russell Wilson is not talented at all.
I've been brought back down to earth and have realized that
that Russell Wilson is like.
I love Dak Prescott, but I gotta give credit to Russell Wilson because he's like
maybe the second best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, he's at least top 3. It's him and Brady's not a top.
Probably him and Mahomes.
Yeah, him and Mahomes, and I don't even know who else, but yeah, Russell Wilson's really good. They have a decent run game. Chris Carson is he's solid. He's a solid back. He's earning his keep as a number 1 running back instead of sharing with. Yeah, but it happens. Rashad Penny was splitting with him, but they haven't been lately.
They wasted a first-round pick on Rashad Penny.
Yeah, and he's kind of just there.
He's kind of just there.
Yeah, he's really faster than Chris Carson, but he's not as big as Chris Carson. We'll see what happens with him, but and they have a decent pass. Tyler Lockett's there.
They have a good offense.
Doug Baldwin's like.
They have a good team.
Doug Baldwin's dead?
And Doug Baldwin is not in the NFL. Yeah. He retired.
Shout out to Will Dissly.
Shout out to Torn Achilles,
Will Dissly. R.I.P. He was having like him and Kittle were like top 2 in yardage.
And now that we don't have good tight ends in football,
what the hell's the point of this name of this podcast if we don't have good tight ends?
There haven't been.
The tight end position has been a forgettable position for a long time.
For at least the last like 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, since Gronk left.
Well, Gronk only retired this year.
But yeah, Seahawks and 49ers, I think they're going to be fighting for that division the whole way. Yeah. And whoever doesn't win the division is making the wild card.
Say, hot take, the Rams don't make the playoffs.
I don't think that's too hot of a take.
The way they've been playing, they're not making the playoffs.
No. Speaking of
they big doo-doo.
Speaking of the 3-3 Rams, if you had this, they were in the NFC East, they'd be tied for first. That's how bad the NFC East is.
That's true. If they were in a worse division, they could be in first place right now.
That arguably is the worst division in the NFL right now. Sucks, but it has been for the last couple of years. So
it's the worst, but I think it's the most interesting.
For me, it is.
I like the NFC East.
Yeah. Rams 3-3. Jared Goff is hot.
He's
garbage. He's
Jared
bad.
Goff sucks.
I think
Todd Gurley's knees not good.
Todd Gurley's already old.
Shout out to arthritis in the knees.
Todd Gurley's been 25. He's been in the league for like 5 years and he's already going downhill. And it sucks to see. I like Todd Gurley. I've never hated the Rams. I've liked them.
I like the Rams.
The Rams and Saints were fun to watch last year until the really bad game happened.
Shout out to Nicole Roby Coleman. You got away with murder.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but it is what it is. Oh, sacked 7 times for Joe Flacco.
I don't believe that.
That he's been sacked 7 times? No, that it's the most in his career.
I don't believe that's the most in his career.
It says the stat that's Joe Flacco's been sacked 7 times tonight on Thursday night, and that's the most in his career. He's still got 15 minutes left. He still has a quarter.
Yeah, he could probably get sacked 8 or 9 times.
New record. I don't know what the record is in a game for most sacks on somebody.
I don't know, but I do know that I saw that man get slammed by Kiko Alonso, and that man did not look the same afterwards.
Shout out to Kiko Alonso.
Yeah, you're also
a scumbag. He's up there with Vontaze. He's not Vontaze status.
Vontaze Perfect hurt Jimmy Garoppolo, and I'll never let him forget that.
Did he hurt Patriots Garoppolo?
He did hurt Patriots Garoppolo. That's why Jacoby Brissett had to play, and they went 3-1.
Hey, all those quarterbacks were thriving now, so nothing to worry about.
Yeah, but Jacoby Brissett was bad.
He's still so.
Nice.
I'm not convinced on him yet.
He's good.
Hey, Rams 3-3.
Top 10.
Goff trash. Gurley old. Brandon Cooks is He doesn't have a quarterback really. You can pretty much put Goff with
the Joe Flacco's of the world.
And yeah, I guess I would put Kirk Cousins like right above him. I don't know. I feel like Goff's better than Joe Flacco, but he's definitely worse than Kirk Cousins. Oh my goodness. I should ran a 4th and 1. Barely got it. But yeah, the Rams are as good as they were last year. This is going to be like the biggest downfall of any team. They were in the Super Bowl last year. Patriots are 6-0, carrying on as we knew they would, but the Rams have. I don't even know that their team really changed much.
No, I don't think
Gurley is just like.
Gurley's just like injured. And they paid Jared Goff money. That's what changed.
Oh yeah, he got his money.
And his backup quarterback is Blake Bortles, who's arguably maybe better than him.
I wonder if they'll ever get to that point.
I don't think Sean McVay would do that.
No, I like Sean McVay, and he's a good coach. The team is just but
they're not scoring.
We forget to mention Jalen Ramsey's on the team now.
I don't think. I think it helps, but their defense wasn't. I don't think the problem.
I think Jalen wanted to go to this team at the beginning of the season, not when they were 3-3. But it is better than being on the Jaguars. So I'm not.
I think it's funny that they got rid of Marcus Peters to get Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, that seemed like that doesn't even like. I don't know. It seems almost even.
I think just about like they're roughly the same age. But Marcus Peters is like not as good and hasn't been as good since he was with the Chiefs.
No.
Granted, he only spent a year and 6 games with the Rams.
At least he got out of Kansas City. Because at the time, getting out of Kansas City and going to the Rams was a good thing. Right now, it's but
yeah, kind of not really. I mean, he got traded before Mahomes. We knew what Mahomes was.
Yeah.
Before Alex Smith died.
R.I.P. But yeah, so the Rams are there. Cardinals 2-3-1. Kyler Murray.
Can you name 5 players that play for the Arizona Cardinals?
I can name plenty that used to, but no.
Can you name more than Kyler Murray and Larry Fitzgerald and David Johnson?
No.
Really?
Honey Badger used to, right?
Yeah. Patrick Peterson.
Oh yeah,
Chandler
Patrick
Jones.
Peterson. Where's Cardale at?
The XFL.
Oh yeah, I could have swore he used to play for Arizona. I don't know why.
He
might have been signed there.
I don't think he played though.
I don't remember. Anyways, but yeah, the Cardinals are there 2-3-1. They tied with the Detroit Lions first game of the season. I haven't really kept up with them at all. They play the Giants this week. I do know that. That was one of my wishy-washy games because Kyler Murray's won 2 straight, right?
I don't keep up with the Cardinals. They're boring.
Yeah, they really are. They have David Johnson, but that's it. And Kyler Murray's fun to talk about because he's short.
They might be 2-3-1, but they're another team I think that could also somehow at the end of the year end up with the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. This division's really interesting though because the 49ers are undefeated and the Seahawks are 5-1.
I mean, the 49ers are granted there's only 2 undefeated teams. The Patriots could, I think, easily go undefeated.
I really, as much as I don't want it to happen, it's not out of reach.
And the 49ers...
I don't think that they will.
I don't know how the 49ers are undefeated, if I'm being honest.
I don't either. They haven't... I mean, they've played some okay teams, right?
I don't think they've played, a bad team.
I don't think they played a great team, though.
No.
But we'll see.
They did beat...
They lost to the Chargers week 1. Wait. Oh, no. What am I looking at? Oh.
That is preseason, I think.
Jesus. Buccaneers, Bengals, Steelers, Browns, Rams.
No, they have not played a good team.
No.
And they beat the Rams. That's the only good team.
And they play the Redskins this week.
And then the Panthers. And they've already had a bye week.
Oh, my God.
It was week 4.
Yeah, they had week 4, which seems like the worst bye week ever. If you're, a player.
Yeah, because you play 3 games.
Yeah, that just seems stupid.
That's not fair.
I feel like the bye shouldn't be coming until, at least, week 6.
Yeah, but they gotta.
I know that they have to, but it's rough. But overall in the NFC, got Saints, 49ers, Seahawks, Packers. Only one NFC East team is making it. Let's just be honest here.
And it's the New York Football Giants.
that is what they used to be called, was the football Giants. But that's a hot take, but no. But we'll see what happens with this. NFC is obviously more interesting than the AFC. It's also why we went with it second, because the NFC East is just, or NFC East, oh god, the NFC is just better. But I think the same teams, kind of like last year, as far as like Saints, Seahawks, Packers are going to be. I think the Packers will end up winning their division. We'll see with Cowboys, Eagles. But as far as the NFC title game, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell through 6 weeks.
Bears, Giants.
Something that won't happen is Bears, Giants. But
49ers, Bears.
That's not completely out of reach. I think the 49ers, I mean, it's really hard to tell 6 weeks in. But
Cardinals, Falcons.
Oh, yeah.
Battle of the Birds.
Oh, yeah, we're talking now. Battle of the Poultry.
Did they just play each other?
Who?
The Falcons and the Cardinals?
Yeah.
They did.
34-33. I forgot. That game was good.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
If you had told me the Cardinals and the Falcons were going to score 67 points, I would have told you you're a psychopath.
I don't know if last year the Cardinals had scored more than like 20 points in a game.
No. They
were bad.
Yeah.
They were real bad.
They've lost to the Ravens, Panthers, and Seahawks, and they beat the Bengals and the Falcons and tied with the Lions. So they're trash.
So they've lost to 3 teams that are good. They tied a team that's also kind of good. And then they beat a team that hasn't won a game and a team that's won one.
One game.
Who did the Falcons beat?
Oh, the Falcons?
Was it the Eagles? I think it was the Eagles.
Yeah, 24-20.
Yeah, that's Sunday Night Football.
That was a good game.
No, it was boring. It was awful.
It was good for me. Like, outcome.
I mean, yeah.
Imagine, that's just so weird that the Eagles have, like, that's weird. But, yeah, that's kind of the recap here. This was kind of our first test episode. We probably went a little long.
Yeah, this is probably like an hour and 45.
Yeah, we'll do some cutting. Obviously, we'll kind of...
we're going to have to cut out you saying halfy.
Nobody's ever going to hear this, so it's fine. But as far as wrapping it up, we're going to try and record these Tuesday and Thursday. I don't know...
I don't know how they're going to go up. That's on you.
When they're getting uploaded, it's going to probably be more tentative to like Wednesday, Fridays, Saturday. I don't know. We will...
We might not even be able to get to 2 a week. I don't know.
Huh?
So we might even be able to record 2 a week. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be kind of tough with school and things, but we're going to try and be as consistent with this as possible. But when we do our Thursdays with recording, if we do them, it'll be more recaps, or it'll be more reviews, because we didn't really review too much of Week 7.
We didn't even talk about Week 7.
That was bad, but...
That's whatever.
Starting next week, we'll start recapping and talking. As far as Tuesdays go, it'll be recaps probably, because Monday Night Football will be over and we'll have everything set up, and we'll probably try and review for the next week a little bit. And then Thursday, probably just a more in-depth look at those weeks and how things are shaping up. This was more of just like a complete recap, so we probably won't.
Test.
And more of a test. So as far as a Week 7 like review of what's going to happen, we probably won't get to that this week, but starting through the next week with Week 8 on is what we'll be doing. So we hope people will stick around and do this. It's more of a test for us, and also we just love talking football, so it's something that
we did this without recording it anyways. These conversations would have happened.
Yeah, we would have done this, probably not like completely like this, but it's just like
it wouldn't have been a structure.
But we just love doing it, and we are going to, hope that you people stick around. Once we get through getting these, yeah, whoever really listens. I mean, we're doing it for ourselves, really, that we want to, but these will probably be, when we get them uploaded, they'll be on YouTube. You can check them out there. You can check them out once we get everything worked out. I'm going to try and get them on Spotify, iTunes, and Stitcher. Probably mostly Spotify and iTunes. I don't know how many people actually use Stitcher, but we're going to try and work that out. I'm Will, and that's Seth. You can follow me on DadCloud on Twitter and Seth Wilbanks on his Twitter. Yeah. And that's kind of about it. If you have anything else.
No, Gronk's the best tight end of all time. That's all we gotta say.
Yeah. In the tight end talk, we'll have more tight end actual talk, but we just love to argue about tight ends. Witten and Gronk will be our big talking points, so just expect that in the future. We didn't fit it in today, thank God.
No, we don't have time. It could literally, we could talk about Gronk and Witten for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, we know nobody wants to listen to that, but
we don't want to listen to that.
But as far as the backstory, that's the whole reason that we named it.
That's also because there's no good names available.
No, yeah, and everybody's taking all the names, man. Going for 2 would have been something we wanted, but tight end talk's fine. That's better than 2 tight ends because that sounds not us. So
no, we're not 2 broke girls on CBS.
No. We do love CBS though. Shout out to Tony Romo.
Yeah, you're all right.
But yeah.
Though, I hope you call the World Series and never call football ever again.
Yeah. But yeah, in the future we'll try and get these more structured and get everything better. This is more just a test, so we hope you guys enjoyed. Will and Seth, and it's been Tight End Talk. So